All right, everyone, welcome to Fleet Orders. So if you are going into combat with multiple ships and you want to try to make your attacks as easy and hands-off as possible, this is the episode for you. So I have here a flight group led by the Tiger's Claw, which is a carrier. Let me fly it over here and wait so that we can pull all of our ships off here. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and pull all of these ships off of this. So remove all assignments so that now all of these ships are independent and the Tiger's Claw is not in charge of a group here. So the first thing to do is choose a flight lead. Basically, who is going to be the tip of the spear of your attack group. And for me, I chose the carrier. At least for me, that a carrier leading the charge is okay because of the fighters that is attached to it, essentially being a lure for enemy fighters to come at, which will allow our fighters to do the best work. If our carrier were to hang back, then our fighters might not see enemy fighters if they are so far back, and you know, that would delay a fighter response. So under my carrier, we have docked ships here, which we can look at with the property owned and look at all the docked ships. These are all fighter types. So I don't have any bombers, so I will talk about the bombard groups a little later. But what you do is select all of the ships that you want to be attached to the main ship, and when you right-click on it, there are different roles you can assign. So Defend Commander means that these fighters will only launch if the carrier starts taking shield damage from something. So if it's a very large ship like an eye, if it is a station, that sort of thing, Defend Commander will launch them and attack the thing attacking the carrier. Attack with Commander, if we give this carrier an attack order, these fighters will attack anything that the main ship is attacking, whether that be a station, which would not be good for the life of these fighters, or independent fighters, or if we do a attack all enemies, then the fighters would go after everything, stations included. For fighters, Intercept with Commander is what I usually assign them to, so I will go ahead and assign a block Intercept for Commander, which means these fighters will only engage other fighters. If this carrier starts moving close to a station, these fighters will land and not participate in the bombardment that the other big ships in this fighter group are going to contribute to. So Intercept is good for that. As far as these Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, Epsilon, Zeta, Eta, Theta, Iota, Kappa, these are basically just slots to assign these orders. It doesn't matter if it's Intercept Commander Kappa, Intercept for Commander Alpha. That just means that this particular section is dedicated for interception. So I'll say interception for Alpha, and that will attach all fighters to this carrier. Next up, though, we have Bombard for Commander. So if you have fighters that you have armed with torpedoes, or you have a large ship with missile launchers that you have purchased torpedoes for, if you want them to hit a station with very heavy artillery, that is the Bombard for Commander. Follow Commander is just like it says on the 10, is just follow it at a distance. Really don't engage unless they themselves are attacked. It's just, hey, you know, stick around. Mimic Commander's behavior. If we have this set to fly and wait, that means that they will fly and wait. If we have this set to follow, they will follow. If we have this set to attack, they will attack. So to keep your fighters on the deck and out of harm's way until fighters need to be scrambled against other fighters, interception is the way to go. For our big ships, however, these big boys, we have Asgards, we have a Xenon H, we have the Earl King. So these are good for attack with Commander, because when we tell this carrier to attack a station, we want all of our primary battleships to be involved. We want them to start moving around and attacking from all sides. So we'll go ahead and attach those to the attack for Commander option. So we have these for our Asgards here. Right-click, Tiger's Claw, and attack with Commander. Alpha is already taken by the Intercept group, so we're going to assign attack Beta. So now, Beta group is the attack group. We can look and see that we have the king also needing to attack with commander. That is an Argon sort of battleship. We have the Nightshade and Lily. Those were claimed from the Scale Plate Pack. Those are Phoenixes. Attack with Commander Beta. The Hong is our Earl King, and probably the best attacking ship in the whole game, if you ask me. Not in raw one-shot damage, the Asgard takes that cake, but just for sheer fighter defense and station pounding, the Earl King is definitely the way to go. We also have the Behemoth, which is my very heavily modified Asgard, the winner of the in-game scenario war. And I'll show you in my modifications section exactly what I did to this Asgard. We have these Sins as well. We will shift select all of them and have them attack with commander. They are great with their forward guns. They have a few turrets, but mainly their forward guns do a lot of raw damage. And all that leaves from this combat group that we have not selected yet is our Nomad Vanguard. And this is a support ship, an auxiliary ship. And this functions as a mobile equipment dock. So you can load this guy up with more missiles. Fighters will come, dock with it, restock its missiles, and take off. If any of your ships are damaged on the front lines and you don't want to send them back to a wharf or shipyard to get repaired, this thing can do that. So it is very good to have an auxiliary ship in it. And for this instance, we can have it supply the commander's fleet. You can see we have another option here. Because this is an auxiliary ship, we want this to supply commander's fleet Gamma. So now this whole fleet under the Tiger's Claw knows that if they receive damage, there is an auxiliary ship ready to service them. Your actions with a fleet: with your main fleet commander selected, you can right-click anywhere and fly and wait. If you want them to poke through a gate that you have not jumped through, the Explore option is good. You click Explore right on this gate. They will fly through and then start making their way to the center of the unknown sector. Collecting or updating trade offers, not really for a combat fleet, but that's how a trader would fly to all known stations and see what prices they have. Collecting drops if there is a massive battle and they drop a bunch of crates in an area. You can tell your commander to collect drops, or even select your fighters and tell them all to collect drops as well. Your individual captains of those ships will hold those drops, so you will have to visit those ships when it's all said and done. Talk to the captain and say, hand me your inventory, and they will give you all the drops that they picked up. Rescue or attack people or attack targets in range is an easy. If there's a group of enemies over here and you want this thing to attack all of them, right click, attack targets in range. Everything within that circle, they will fly there and go one by one attacking. If they see more come into that circle, they will adjust fire automatically. It's good for, say, a cock station or something that really doesn't move, and more cock might spawn in on their own, so that these ships will see the new ships and attack them without micromanagement. Rescue people in range if you have life pods from an ejected ship. So if one of these Asgards go down like the Behemoth, I look at the information, I look at the crew. We have 87 crew members on this ship. 30 or 40 might eject. So your rescue ship will need to have those spaces open. So Tiger's Claw is full. They couldn't rescue anyone. We could send this Asgard, for example, to right-click, rescue people in range. And then they would pick up all of the life rafts, essentially, that dropped out of those ships. You can also deploy civilian. Those are your satellites. Deploy military. That's how you deploy laser towers. Just like a small ship, your fleet commander can do that. So next to the fleet information, you see the commander here. You can expand that with the plus symbol, see all of your groups. So Alpha Group, we have 20 on interception duty, and that list there. We have 16 ships on attack duty. That's all of our big ships here. We have one supply fleet on Gamma Group, and that is our Nomad, so you can very quickly see who is a part of the fleet. If you need to break any off, you can either single click, right click, remove assignment, Or say you wanted to just hold the fighters back. Left click the top one, shift, left click the bottom, right click, remove all assignments. All of them will be unassigned. And then you could say assign another commander to all of these fighters and have them fly away. It's up to you. But that is just my basic fleet, and that is my fleet sort of for all of them. So my Shark fleet is very similar. 15 on interception duty, Eclipses and 1 Osprey. 19 on attack duty, those are my main ships, and 1 Gamma supply group. My other carrier group is the Zeus group that has 15 on interception duty, 20 on attack duty, and 1 supply fleet. So I've got about 20 fighters, 20 big ships, battleships to support, and 1 auxiliary ship per carrier group. And that's what carried me through to the in-game crisis. But next time, we're going to talk about improvements, because when we go to this behemoth and we look at its information and we look at its loadout, we're going to see all these modifiers that have been applied. So I will talk to you about those modifiers next time.